Have you ever felt that nagging discomfort, that kind of unwelcome heaviness, or, the visible puffiness that just makes you want to kick off your shoes the second you get home?
Oh, definitely. That feeling in your feet, legs, maybe even your hands, it's more than just annoying sometimes.
Exactly. It can feel like a persistent signal your body's trying to send you about something.
It's remarkably common for so many people.
Hmm.
But the reasons behind it are often, well, completely misunderstood.
Hmm.
And that leads to a lot of frustration when you're trying to find some relief.
Absolutely. So today we're doing a deep dive into the maybe surprising root causes of this common issue. We're talking about edema, the excess fluid that leads to swelling.
And the good news is we're also going to unpack some simple, natural remedies, things you can often do right at home, plus some lifestyle shifts.
Yes. Things that can bring real relief and help you, truly understand what might be going on beneath the surface. Our mission today is basically to give you a shortcut to feeling more informed, more empowered about your health.
Right. Not just masking the symptoms, but actually looking at the underlying reasons for the swelling.
Because often the lasting solution, it seems, lies in understanding the body's fundamental processes, doesn't it? Rather than just reaching for a quick fix.
Exactly. We're going to explore those powerful connections today.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're talking about edema, that familiar swelling caused by excess fluid building up in the body. You often see it in the feet, legs, or hands. But beyond just seeing the symptom, what's actually causing it?
That really is the crucial first step, understanding the why. Now, it can stem from several things like a vitamin B1 deficiency, sometimes issues with a fatty liver, even certain medications you might be taking, or pregnancy, of course.
Okay.
But for many people, the primary cause, surprisingly often, comes down to having too much insulin in the body.
Ah, insulin. Okay, that's a really key connection. Can you maybe elaborate a bit on how excess insulin, which is often linked to diet, right? How does that specifically lead to holding on to fluid? What's the pathway there?
Yeah, it's quite direct. When you have chronically high insulin levels,
Mm.
maybe from a diet heavy in carbohydrates, those high levels actually signal your kidneys to hold on to more sodium,
Okay, so insulin tells the kidneys, keep the salt.
pretty much. And you know the saying, where sodium goes, water tends to follow. So that directly messes with your body's natural fluid balance. And this whole mechanism is often made worse by something called insulin resistance.
Right, where the cells don't listen to the insulin properly.
Exactly. Your cells become less responsive to insulin signals, so your body thinks, oh, I need to make even more insulin. And that just feeds back into the problem, contributing even more to that fluid retention we feel.
So it's not just about like drinking too much water or something simple like that. It's a deeper metabolic thing.
It really is. It's a fundamental metabolic imbalance for many people experiencing this.
Wow, okay. That connection between diet, insulin, and swelling is a huge insight, I think. So once we kind of grasp why it's happening, what can we actually do about it? You mentioned some natural solutions.
Yes, we've gathered some fantastic natural options that seem to really help, focusing on supporting the body's own ability to find balance.
Great. Where should we start? What are these remedies?
Okay, we've got 10 powerful home remedies that show promise. We can maybe count them down from 10 to 1.
Sounds good. Let's kick things off. What's number 10?
All right, number 10 is something maybe a bit overlooked. Dandelion leaves. These greens are actually well known for their natural diuretic properties.
Diuretic, meaning they help you get rid of excess fluid.
Exactly. They encourage the kidneys to flush out extra sodium in water. You can use them fresh in salads, blend them into smoothies, or even use powdered forms. It's a simple everyday green, but with some pretty powerful benefits for fluid balance.
I like starting with something accessible like that. Okay, what's next? What's number 9?
Number 9 is nutritional yeast. Now, this isn't just for, that cheesy flavor in vegan dishes. It's a fantastic source of vitamin B1.
B1, okay. How does that relate to swelling?
Well, vitamin B1 is absolutely crucial for maintaining fluid balance. A deficiency in B1 can directly contribute to fluid retention because the vitamin is vital for cellular energy and the metabolic pathways that regulate fluid.
Interesting.
And it's especially important for people maybe dealing with diabetes or high blood sugar. Getting enough B1 can really help manage those conditions, which often go hand in hand with fluid issues. Plus, it's easy to use. Just sprinkle it on soups, stir fries, maybe even yogurt.
That's a super practical tip, especially linking it to blood sugar. Great. What's number 8 on our list?
For number 8, we have garlic. Now, most people know garlic is good for you, but it's also a powerful natural diuretic. Its unique sulfur compounds actively support the kidneys.
Ah, so it helps the organs that manage the fluid?
Precisely. It makes garlic a bit of a double-duty player. It helps flush the fluid, and it supports the kidneys that are doing the flushing. Significant relief for swelling. And beyond that, garlic also has those incredible antimicrobial benefits, fighting infections, even drug-resistant bacteria.
So it's helping with fluid and general immunity. That's quite the combination. Do those antimicrobial effects tie into the fluid balance part directly?
It's more indirect, really. The antimicrobial effects are a separate benefit, but, a healthier body overall, one that's not fighting low-grade infections, just functions better, including its fluid regulation systems. So while it's not a direct cause and effect for swelling, better overall health definitely supports better fluid balance.
That makes sense. Okay, moving on to number 7. You mentioned smoothies earlier.
Indeed. Number 7 is a kale shake, and really by extension, other potassium-rich foods. This tackles a really common issue, the sodium-potassium imbalance.
Right. Too much salt, not enough potassium.
Exactly. Many people get way too much sodium and not nearly enough potassium. Sodium pulls water into cells, potassium helps balance it out. Getting enough potassium is vital for healthy fluid balance. We should aim for at least 4,700 milligrams a day.
Wow, 4,700 milligrams. That sounds like a lot.
It is substantial. A blended kale smoothie is a great way to boost your intake, maybe first thing in the morning. It helps correct that imbalance right at the cellular level.
Okay, so kale is great. But to reach that 4,700 number, what else should we be eating?
Oh, lots of things. Think beet tops surprisingly high. Pistachios are good. Avocados, salmon. Loading up on these really helps mitigate the effects of maybe too much sodium and supports overall health. Just think variety and color on your plate.
Great advice. Very actionable. It's amazing how many everyday foods have these benefits. What's next? Number 6.
Sticking with drinks for a moment, at number 6, we have black tea. Just drinking regular black tea can actually be an effective way to help with swelling, particularly in the legs and feet.
Really? How does tea help?
It acts as a mild diuretic, helping your body get rid of some excess water. But what's really interesting is that it seems to help your body hold on to more potassium while lowering excess sodium.
Ah, so it helps with that balance we just talked about.
Exactly. It gently nudges those electrolytes in the right direction. So, a simple cup of tea might be doing more than you think. I imagine that's a surprise for some people.
Definitely a pleasant surprise. Okay, what about number 5?
Number 5 is parsley. Just adding a handful of fresh parsley to your daily smoothie or salad can be really effective against swelling.
Another diuretic.
Yes, it's a natural diuretic, so it helps reduce fluid retention. But parsley actually does more. It also supports liver detoxification. It can help lower insulin resistance.
Circling back to that key point.
Right. And it enhances potassium levels. So it's hitting several of those underlying factors we've been discussing. It works on multiple fronts.
I'm noticing a theme here. A lot of these remedies are multitaskers, aren't they? Hitting several health benefits at once. Very efficient. What's next? Something for more immediate relief, maybe.
Yes, exactly. For that more immediate localized relief, number 4 is a foot soak using apple cider vinegar and Epsom salt.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It really can be. Soaking swollen feet and ankles in warm water mixed with ACV and Epsom salts can provide pretty immediate relief. It helps stimulate blood flow, ease that painful swelling. The warm water relaxes muscles, and the vinegar and salts are thought to help reduce inflammation and draw out some excess fluid through osmosis. It's a soothing, temporary fix.
Okay, temporary fix. That sounds important. You mentioned immediate relief. Does this one get to the root cause, or is it mainly for the symptoms?
That's a really crucial distinction to make. This foot soak feels great. It alleviates symptoms effectively, but, and this is important, it doesn't address the underlying reasons why you're swelling in the first place.
Right.
So for a complete approach, you definitely want to combine this soothing soak with those dietary and lifestyle changes we're talking about, the ones that target the root causes. It's about feeling better now while also working on the long-term solution for your health.
That's a really important point for our deep dive. Okay, good caveat. What's number 3?
For number 3, we look to coriander seed tea. This is more of a traditional remedy, but it has some notable anti-inflammatory properties.
And inflammation can contribute to swelling.
It certainly can. By calming some of those inflammatory pathways, it might help reduce fluid buildup, making it as simple. Just boil about 2 cups of water with 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds. Let it simmer until the liquid reduces by about half, and then drink that maybe twice a day. It's been used for ages in places like India for various health things, partly because of its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects.
Another traditional remedy with some science behind it. Okay, nearly there. Number 2.
At number 2, we have coconut oil. Not for eating this time, but for massage. Gently massaging swollen areas with a little bit of coconut oil daily can be surprisingly effective.
How does the massage with coconut oil help?
Well, the oil itself has beneficial properties, but the massage action is key. It helps promote blood flow and, importantly, enhances lymphatic drainage. Your lymphatic system is basically your body's natural waste removal system for fluids.
Ah, so it helps clear out the fluid buildup.
Exactly. The massage encourages this system to work more efficiently, helping to move that stagnant fluid along and reduce the swelling and discomfort. Again, probably best when combined with other approaches, like dietary changes.
Makes perfect sense, that combination of physical relief and internal support.
Okay, and now for the big one. Our number one top natural remedy for swelling.
Our top pick, number 1, is stinging nettle root.
Stinging nettle. Sounds intense.
It's actually a really powerful natural diuretic. It's very effective at reducing various types of swelling because it strongly encourages urine production. This helps eliminate that excess fluid by getting the kidneys to excrete more water and sodium. Really beneficial for swelling in the legs or feet.
Interesting. Any other benefits?
Yes, actually. Stinging nettle root is also commonly used, particularly by men, to help manage symptoms of an enlarged prostate. It seems to help with urinary function there, and it might even play a role in supporting hormone balance. So it's quite versatile and really valuable when it comes to fluid dynamics in the body. Wow, okay, that is a comprehensive list. 10 really powerful natural options. But like you said with the foot soak, just treating the symptoms isn't always the whole story, right?
Exactly.
So when we step back and look at the bigger picture, what does this all tell us? Beyond these specific remedies, how do we connect the dots and address the deeper reasons why someone might be swelling?
Yeah, this really brings up the question. What is your body trying to tell you with this swelling? The absolute key to dealing with it effectively long-term is figuring out and then fixing the underlying cause.
And what are the most common underlying causes we should be aware of?
Often the most common culprits include things like prediabetes, actual diabetes, or sometimes issues with liver or kidney function. Swelling is frequently a sign from your body that something deeper needs attention.
So the swelling isn't just random, it's a symptom pointing towards potentially a larger systemic issue. Are there any clues in the swelling itself, like where it occurs?
Absolutely. The location can give you some valuable hints. For instance, if you tend to notice more swelling in your right ankle and foot, especially if you also carry some extra weight around your middle, your belly, that's often linked to liver issues. The liver is crucial for fluid and protein balance.
Okay, right foot, maybe liver. What about the left?
If it's more the left foot or ankle that's swollen, that could potentially point towards heart problems because the heart's pumping efficiency directly impacts circulation throughout the body.
Interesting distinctions.
And always, always remember, if swelling starts pretty suddenly after you begin a new prescription medication, that's a huge red flag.
Definitely talk to your doctor then.
Yes, absolutely. Medication-induced swelling is a known side effect for many drugs. Your doctor needs to know so they can assess if it's the medication or something else and if an adjustment is needed.
That's incredibly useful information. So if these underlying conditions, or maybe even medications, are playing a role, what are the most impactful dietary changes someone can make to support their body from the inside out, to get at those root causes like insulin resistance?
Yeah, to really tackle the root of the problem and reduce that swelling long term, the biggest dietary levers involve cutting way back on sugary foods, alcohol, and those processed vegetable oils.
Why those specifically?
Because those are the major drivers of insulin resistance. And as we established, high insulin tells your body to hold on to sodium and water. So cutting those out helps break that cycle.
Okay, cut those out. What should we add in?
You want to really enrich your diet with things like healthy salads, maybe smoothies, shakes that are packed with potassium and vitamin B1. Those support the very mechanisms we talked about, balancing sodium, helping cells use energy properly, supporting kidney function. Think of it like you're trying to recalibrate your body's internal plumbing system.
Recalibrate the plumbing, I like that. So, as you reflect on this deep dive we've taken today, maybe consider how even seemingly small but consistent changes in your daily routine, guided by really listening to your body's signals, how they can make a profound difference. What's maybe one single insight from today that you'll carry forward, and how might that inspire, a new level of wellness for you?
Yeah, taking that proactive stance, being armed with this kind of knowledge, it really empowers you to listen to your body differently, doesn't it? And make informed choices that can lead to hopefully lasting comfort and well-being.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. We wish you good health, prosperity, and happiness.